Printmaking brings the most wonderful texture into your drawings and allows you to let go of control. Today I'll show you how you make gorgeous prints without using a press, but just simple things at home. Let's have a look at the materials. We need tinfoil, a pen for drawing on the tinfoil, paper. I like to use a bit sturdy paper. This is 250 grams per square meter, but carton would also be just fine. A scissor, oil pastels, and a ballpoint pen. This one I have here is worn out, so you can also use some other kind of metal. The important thing is that the tip is rounded. Let's see how it's actually done. We start with the tinfoil, which is essentially our very thin printing plate. Cut out a piece of tinfoil about the same size of the paper you want your piece on. My piece will be A6, so I cut a piece out of that size. Now I would like to do a print of a simple pine tree, so I will be making a little sketch as a guide. The sketch is made by drawing with your pen on the matte side of the tinfoil. So there's my little pine tree. Next we flip the tinfoil and start adding a layer of oil pastel. You can actually just slightly see the line work you just did with the pen on the other side here. It helps to use one hand to keep the tinfoil as even and spread out as possible when coloring in. Now we are ready to imprint. What you do is you place your paper first, and on top of that you place your now colored in printing plate / piece of tinfoil. Make sure to place it so your motif is placed in the middle. My pine tree was drawn slightly to one side, so I compensate for that. We then take our metal rounded tip, and from here it's just following the line of your sketch. The key here is to keep a decent amount of pressure, but without tearing the tinfoil. It's the pressure that makes the pastel being imprinted into the paper. Let's see the result. Looking mighty fine, but I would really like to add in some colors on the tree. To achieve this, it's just to get back to your colored tinfoil side, and then you color in with the colors that you prefer. And then you move on to imprinting by applying pressure with your metal tip. You can push the strokes in any direction you'd like to, just as you would when drawing. The cool thing about printmaking is that there are so many options and there are no rights and wrongs. Every road is ready for exploring. Here I've made a print of a toy. By coloring the wheel, the ear and tail, while leaving the rest being just line work, we get a different result. Here I've blocked out several colors in a random pattern and thus let coincidence rule how my print will turn out. You can also write by imprinting, and because we draw on our printing plate, you do not have to write mirror-sided as is usually the case with intaglio printing. Of course, there's also the option of adding details after printing with just using the oil pastel as a drawing tool. Here's an extra tip. I do recommend using some smooth, fat oil pastels. For instance, this Venus oil pastel is a bit dry, so it's difficult for me to rub in the pastels. In comparison, this fatter oil pastel from Candage is much easier for me to use and will give me a much better result. Thank you for watching this tutorial. Hit like and subscribe for much more drawing content to come. Have fun imprinting!